Hunting is my absolute favorite hobby. Sure, I enjoy fishing and I do some woodworking here and there, but there's just something about spending hours and hours sitting quietly in the woods just listening to nature that just kind of de-stresses you. And with so many distractions around us now, it's nice to get out, just touch grass for long periods of time, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. Hunting and really just the outdoors in general is an amazing thing to share with others. I always try to take somebody out there with me to experience the outdoors, and especially if that person has never hunted before. I've introduced a handful of my friends and family to hunting and at least offered to take some others who just aren't quite ready to hunt themselves yet. But I think the important thing is when we introduce new people to hunting that we try to mentor them. We don't just get them a tag and tell them to go sit out in the woods somewhere. But not everybody has the benefit of having somebody around that can help share their experience, share their knowledge, and just teach them all those subtleties of hunting that helps them have a successful season. And I'm all about helping people enjoy the outdoors more. And a lot of times, for somebody to enjoy hunting a lot more, they need to have some success. So in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 things that all new hunters need to know. But before we go over these things that new hunters need to know and understand, do me a favor, and if this is your first time on my channel, hit that subscribe button and make sure you click that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And the first thing that all new hunters need to understand is that the wind is your best friend and your worst enemy, and sometimes during the same hunt. When I first started hunting, I thought that if I used all the scent elimination soap and sprayed down with whatever cover scent that helps fool a deer's nose, that I would be fine. And that could not be further from the truth. Scent elimination products and cover scents are meant to help you. They're meant to cover you in case the wind shifts, and I wouldn't even trust that they work all the time. Now, that doesn't mean that these things don't work. They do help. However, I just don't want you to believe any of the marketing gimmick or anything that makes you feel like you can use this stuff and ignore the wind direction, because you absolutely can't. And usually those products cost a lot more when they do the exact same thing as the cheapest thing on the Walmart shelf. So think of those scent elimination soaps and cover scents as an added layer to your scent control. Your base of your scent control is going to be knowing the wind direction and hunting specific stands that are good for that wind direction. Think of it like this. If you've got a food plot that you want to hunt over, but the wind is in a direction that would blow your scent right out into the food plot, don't hunt that stand. That makes no sense, and you're just gonna blow every deer out of the area and have no success, and then probably stop hunting because you never shoot anything, or worse yet, never even see anything. And the same absolutely goes for your trails in and out of your stands. If the wind is blowing where you think the deer are probably gonna be, then you're probably not gonna see anything because they're already gonna know that you've been through that area. Now, sometimes you can get away with it, but I would just get in the practice of trying to walk to your stands where the wind is not blowing where you think the deer are gonna be. Plan your hunts based on the wind direction and speed, and your deer sightings will go up dramatically. And the second thing that every new hunter needs to understand is that how loud you are in anything makes a huge difference. For the love of God, pick up your feet when you walk. Dragging your feet through the woods when you walk makes you sound like a herd of buffalo, and the deer are gonna know exactly where you are long before you get to the stand. So pick up your feet and pay attention to where you're stepping. Try to step in bare dirt if at all possible, but I know a lot of times it's not. And never step on something that you can safely step over. What I mean by that is if you can step over, some sticks or whatever, do that. If you can do it without falling, do that. Don't step on sticks. Those snapping twigs will give you away.
Thank you very much. Give away.
How I walk is I will step heel first and then slowly roll my foot down. This allows me to walk more quietly because you're not disturbing debris down there very quickly. It's not like you're smashing your foot straight down. It's just kind of a slow roll. And it allows me to be more balanced. Now, that works for me. It may not work for you. A different method may work for you. But the point is to figure out how to walk quietly. Practice it when you're doing your scouting trips, and just be mindful of how much noise you make with every step you take. And if you hunt on private property, it may be worth your time to try to clear that trail ahead of time, so that way you can walk quickly and quietly to your stand and may keep you from getting lost. I've had to sit on the ground a few times because I just couldn't find my tree stand. You need to pay attention to other sounds too. Your tree stand that squeaks, or your clothes swishing as it rubs against itself. Coughing, you might cough out loud. I know you can't help it, but try to cough, into your elbow. Just try to muffle that sound. Your crinkling of any snacks you might have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just be aware of how much sound you are making and try to minimize it where you can. And the third tip every new hunter needs to know is you do not need expensive gear to kill deer. Scentlock and Under Armour hunting clothes look good. They fit nicely, they're comfortable, but the Walmart stuff will do just fine. You don't need ozonics. You don't need a rangefinder, although it is very helpful to have. So if you do want to splurge, that's probably the first thing you should do. Actually save your money on the hunting clothes. Get the Walmart camo, buy yourself a rangefinder. I think that's probably the first thing you should upgrade. But other than that, you also don't need a $1,000 hunting bow with the best, most expensive sight or the best rest or anything like that. The only people getting a brand new bow every year are the ones that have hunting shows, and they get it either at cost or for free. Having high quality gear is nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, some of these things aren't worth the money. Some of them are, but you have to be very careful about what it is. Just because you wear Walmart hunting clothes doesn't mean you're going to be less successful than the guy wearing Sitka. None of this gear guarantees success either. Like if you wear the best hunting clothes, you got the best bow, you got a high dollar rangefinder, you got all the crap, but you don't pay attention to the wind, you are never going to be very successful. You'll get lucky here and there, but you won't have consistent success. I just did a product review on something. They sent it to me for free. I told them I'm going to be brutally honest, and they said that is perfectly fine. So I was. If you want to give that a watch, I'll leave a link somewhere down below, or I'll put a card up here. But that's just proof that there's a lot of gimmicky products out there. There's a lot of marketing that goes into the outdoors, and some of it's good, some of it's crap, some of it doesn't move the needle at all, but just kind of be aware of that when you're looking at this gear and when you're watching hunting shows. A lot of times they are using those products because they are getting paid to use those products and film it, so you buy it. So just kind of pay attention to that. And the fourth tip isn't actually a tip, it's a requirement, and it's not just for new hunters. Every hunter, if you are getting into a tree stand, wear your damn safety harness. There is absolutely no excuse for not wearing a safety harness. They are very comfortable now. You've got products like Lifeline, so you can be attached to the tree at all times. From the moment your foot leaves the ground, you are secured. There's no reason not to wear it. And when I was young and stupid, I didn't wear one. And my stepdad would, for Christmas, they would buy me a safety harness every year until he knew I was wearing it every time. And I should have just listened to him the first place, but I've got a lot of safety harnesses. You're not cooler if you don't wear a safety harness. I'm just gonna say you're being an idiot. You're being stupid if you're not wearing a safety harness.
Are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Do your family a favor, do yourself a favor, and wear it. It's not a matter of if you will fall, it's a matter of when. And the fifth thing that every new hunter needs to understand is that you are going to make mistakes, and that's okay. You are going to miss shots. Unfortunately, you are also going to make bad hits on deer. You are going to spook deer. You are going to definitely pick the wrong tree stands. And all of that is okay. Now, caveat the making bad hits on deer. It's going to happen, but we need to do everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen. But it's inevitable. It happens to everybody, and don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't. Just enjoy the outdoors and learn from every hunt. You're not going to be Cameron Haynes or Steve Ranella or any of the other meat eater crew that you might look up to. You're especially not going to be them after one season. Just commit to honing your skills, learning every time you get out there and hunt, and just enjoy the ride. Another thing that all new hunters need to do is they need to watch some of these videos over here. And so that was 5 things that all new hunters need to know and understand. If you've got any more tips you'd like to share, more thing or something that maybe you learned probably a little later like I did. I learned some things the hard way. Leave those down in the comments below. You never know who you're going to help. Hit that like button if you like this video, share it if you found it helpful, and make sure that you are subscribed so you can stay informed.